From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Tuesday, June 26th, just how high will taxes go in the Brandywine School District? Unhappy Middletown residents meet with DEL. These officers are ready for a new assignment. Here are the details. Taxes won't be as high as first thought in the Brandywine School District. The school board last night set a rate of just over $1.69, an increase of 20 cents, but less than what the district thought it needed.
Because of the good news on the debt service rate, we're not increasing tuition tax this year because we believe our tuition tax expenditures may drop somewhat next year. So overall, obviously it's less than the 25 cents in total that was authorized in the referenda because of some changes in the other components.
The average homeowner will pay about $130 a year in taxes. In other business, the board said their goodbyes to President Craig Gilbert and longtime board member Nancy Dory, attending their last meeting as school board members. An 18-year-old man has pleaded guilty in the shooting death of a teen who was riding his bike on a Wilmington street. Demir Chapman pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of 18-year-old Philip Reed. Police say Chapman shot Reed as he rode along West 4th Street in November. They say it may have been prompted by a gunfire exchange between two small groups. Sentencing is set for August 10th. Representatives from DEL were on the hot seat during a meeting of the Middletown Corridor Coalition last night. WDEL's Ken Grant reports.
Because I'll be honest with you, throughout all the meetings, and I started before the very first meeting, if we don't ask, you don't tell.
Residents of the Middletown area who are upset about plans to build a limited-access toll road between the Summit Bridge and Route 301 near the Maryland state line. Members of the coalition say that while numerous meetings and workshops with DEL have focused on the new Route 301 plans, the proposed spur road has not received a full public hearing.
If at the end of the day they actually did studies for the spur and had options and it was treated as a separate road project, and that road was decided that this was the best alternative, then I'd have to go with it. However, I feel that this spur has been added onto every version of the project so that it could not be commented on.
Representative Dick Cathcart says he plans to discuss the issue with the administration.
Ultimately, the decision is going to be made by the Secretary of Transportation as a recommendation to the governor, and the governor signs off on it, and that will be it. They're going through a process right now to get to that decision point. I think there's some valid things that are brought up here tonight, and I think the senator will agree. We'll sit down with DEL and pursue that.
We think the alternative that is on the board right now, the green route, including the spur, is the best way to handle the 301 issue. It's a safety project. It's needed for safety. It's needed to address the growth coming forward. So right now, that's what's recommended. As we move forward, we'll continue to answer questions and provide the best information we can to the public.
DEL officials say it will be at least another 5 years before construction begins on the project. Ken Grant, 11:50 a.m., WDEL.
Another presidential candidate is planning a Delaware visit. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
Another Republican presidential hopeful is coming to town. Arizona Senator John McCain will attend a fundraising breakfast July 12th at the Wilmington Club downtown. Tickets are being sold for $1,000 per person. McCain is the third Republican presidential candidate to visit Delaware, following Mitt Romney and Rudy Giuliani. None of the Democratic hopefuls have come to the first date, not counting Senator Biden. A dock worker was seriously hurt yesterday when he was struck by a crane unloading crushed stone. The 48-year-old worker at the Port of Wilmington, who was not identified, suffered abdominal, internal, and back injuries. He was flown to Christiana Hospital, where he's in serious condition. Nearly 36 law enforcement officers from various local jurisdictions were sworn in for duty for this year's Operation Checkpoint Strike Force. WDEL's Lee St. John reports.
Attorney General Beau Biden administered the oath Monday that allows officers to cross jurisdictional boundaries to operate DUI checkpoints.
Officers that are part of the strike force need to have authority to act outside of their respective jurisdictions, and this authority that the Attorney General can give allows them to do just that, to do the important work that they do to keep our streets and our highways safer, and many other things that they do as part of these strike forces.
The initiative targeting drunk drivers on the state's roadways starts its 5th year of operation this weekend in 8, as of yet, undisclosed locations. Newport Police Chief Michael Capriglione has been coordinator of Checkpoint Strike Force in Newcastle County since its inception in 2003. He says over the last couple years he's seen a dramatic rise in the number of designated drivers, which in his opinion means the program is making an impact. A total of 31 agencies statewide are participating. Operation Checkpoint Strike Force runs through New Year's Eve. Reporting from downtown Wilmington, Lee St. John, 1150 AM, WDEL.
But first, for the Blue Rocks, WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast just ahead.
Oh.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
Not really. I need to ride dark tomorrow to get to work, and I forgot to buy my dark card. I guess I have to find a ride.
Well, you certainly come to the right place. Didn't you know that Acme now sells dark cards and paratransit multi-trip cards?
No, where?
They're available at our customer service desk.
Getting you there now starts at your 12 Delaware neighborhood Acme markets. Dart and Acme have joined in partnership to be your one-stop shopping place for both groceries and Dart cards. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to pick up your Dart cards with Acme.
I'm Peter MacArthur. I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Blue Rocks dropped their first game of the second half of the season, and the game shortened to 5 innings because of rain. The Blue Rocks had their 4-game winning streak snapped 2-0 by Winston-Salem. The Blue Rocks picked up just 2 hits before the game was called after a 1-hour, 10-minute rain delay. The series concludes tonight in Winston-Salem. And the Phillies kick off a 7-game homestand tonight against Cincinnati. The Phils were off yesterday, returning from their latest road trip. Tonight, Kyle Kendrick goes for the Phils against rookie Homer Bailey. You can hear the action on WDEL starting at 6:30. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: hazy, hot, and humid today, a high of 91. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 70. For tomorrow, partly sunny with an afternoon or evening thunderstorm and a high up to 93. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com, including news video from Delaware and around the world from WDEL and the Associated Press. I'm Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.